No, you're not. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the loose connection is. Hello and welcome. My name is Magistus, and if I can get the microphone working, as I now have, we will be playing some more Factorio today. What I was saying was that I will be playing Factorio again next week, and same schedule, except I might switch to the 4 till 7 that I'm thinking about doing after Easter. But next week's will be game's coming through, isn't it? Yeah. Next week's will be the last for 3 weeks, as I will be taking an extended Easter slash birthday break. So, rather dramatic title to the stream as well, I guess, just to put it on record. I'm not being fired, and I'm not being made redundant, and it's not that sort of a thing. Basically, the work I do has been. I won't go into the detail because it's not appropriate, but the work I do, essentially, the job has been. The function is no longer going to be something we're going to do for about 60% of it. So they've said that I'm not being made redundant or anything like that. They probably shouldn't have said that, because that then, if they did get made redundant, they'd be in a lot of trouble then. But yes, I'm still keeping my job, but whether I want to do whatever version of the job it is afterwards, I don't know, you see, because they need to work out what it is. So yes, so a bit of a dramatic title, but certainly it was not a very fun week finding out that, why are those not running at all? Oh, I see, because it's all backed up. Finding out that essentially my job is basically now pointless. But none of that is relevant to building this factory. So we are looking for some low density structures, and I think that's it then, isn't it? We are then able to make gold science. I don't appear to have put modules in there. Have I put them in purple science? Where is... I have not put them in purple science. Okay. We've got 12. That's not a lot, is it? There might be more, but we're possibly not covered by robo ports. So let's see if we can sneak in a couple of robo ports somewhere. Maybe if we do a... let's pop it on the end there. Like so. So that should give a little bit better coverage there. But we can also then maybe put one in here somewhere. Yeah, I'll do. Thank you very much. Discontinued man. Very kind, thank you. Welcome to the stream. Says happy affiliate anniversary. I did not even realise that was my it was my affiliate anniversary. But thank you very much. It's very kind. What was I going to do? I was going to put prod modules in, wasn't I? But I was getting distracted by whether or not we had roboports. So we need to pop these in here. And then we'll pair them up with some of those. But yes, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Well? Hope you're having a good weekend. And I already put them in, certainly in the blue. Are they level 2 though? Yes, they are. Excellent. What about military? Yes. And green and red. Cool. Do we have them in labs? Yes, we do. Excellent. Cool. We like that. Getting a few deliveries. Twitch suggested it in the chat. Oh, really? Yes, thank you. I hope you are having a good weekend too. Well, yeah. The weekend is going really well, actually. I've been editing the video that I've been kind of working on. I'm having a lot of fun with it, although it's having some problems with the audio. But yeah, having a lot of fun with that, and certainly more enjoyable than the week where, as I was just explaining, I found out that my job is basically it's difficult to find the right word for it, but not needed or surplus to requirements in a sense. But I'm not being made redundant, so it's not that dramatic, but yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing week. I did finish Attenfall though. I really enjoyed that. That was a good part of the week. Okay, so we need to put in how many. So if we're going for, I've got 8 machines, haven't I? And we do 3 a pop. So I'm trying to go for 1 a second, which would mean we would need to deliver 1 low density structure a second, wouldn't we? Yeah, okay. I think that's right. Oh, okay. So let's see if we can't maybe sort of pop them in here. What's the timings on? It's not great, is it? 15. So we need a whopping 15 machines in theory. If we... Oops. Thank you very much for whatever that was. Dark Vortex for the follow, and thank you as well, Discontinue Man, for the follow as well. Thank you, very kind, both of you. Shifting responsibilities. Yeah, I suppose that's the best way of putting it. Actually, that's a very good way of putting it. Yeah, my responsibilities will be shifting against my will. I don't know. It's sort of the problem with kind of explaining it is it's not necessarily. I say it's not bad. You know, I'm not losing my job or anything like that. You know, not being sacked or anything like that. So it's difficult to not find a way that's not dramatic. You know, in describing it. But I think that the problem essentially is what I think my job would end up being. I'd get very bored of very quickly. So if we put that in there, so that in theory is the number we need. I don't actually think, because we would then need to supply. Oh, it's only every. So we would need like 1/5 of a plastic bar and steel. Copper plate would be the more volume one, but even that, it's still 1.1 a second, isn't it? So I think we can just have a single build. So if we go down there, is that right? Yeah, because we should have, what should we have? Copper, plastic. We don't have any kind of thing for. Oh, I obviously didn't play this at all, so I've still got this situation of having an insane number of stations, options of station builds, which I need to sort out and clear out and tidy up. So that's still a problem. But we've got steel and we got copper. Is it going to be enough copper? I think we could probably chance it. So we can just hive off of that copper there. The steel, obviously we can use what we've got. Steal it from there. Plastic though, I'm bringing it up, aren't I? Because that must be for red circuits. Yeah, so let's just steal all of those. But I suspect the plastic will quickly die when it actually kind of gets running properly. But yeah, let's just take them from there. What do I do? So my job title is something called SIF Process Lead, which will mean absolutely nothing to you, because it's a very odd, job title. Basically, I work in the electricity industry, and I'm part of the innovation team, and one of the ways that innovation is funded is through grant applications, basically. So something called the SIF, which stands for Strategic Innovation Fund, is a source of grant funding. But it's one where you have to apply for grants. It's not just given to you. You have to actually, write an application. And basically what we do in relation to that, and I have to be a bit vague, is changing. So essentially we're not going to need me. what I usually do is not going to be needed. So that's basically the change. But the exact detail of that is actually quite complicated. There's quite a lot more to it than that. But yeah, in essence, yeah, I say write these grant applications, and that, you know, in total, as it were, isn't going to be needed. But there are still going to be things that we do, if that makes sense. So it's a bit like going, what's a good example? I suppose it's a bit like if you're a carpenter and your company decides that you're going to stop making things out of wood, but you're still going to make the things that you made, you know, in carpentry, as it were. It's just that you're going to use a different material, if that makes sense. So if you then want to do, you know, carpentry, you're still sort of doing carpentry, but if your, you know, interest is working with wood, then, you know, you're not going to do that. See what I mean? So it's a bit sort of subtle in the thing that's changing, basically. But yeah, so that's the kind of thing. But yeah, I work in the electricity industry. It's partly it's because the company that I actually work for is changing, so it's kind of changed. There's been a lot of change to a lot of things, basically. And mine's just, you know, kind of the latest one, basically. I shouldn't be putting those. I don't suppose it's going to matter, really. Where's the plastic? Because these are quite so, you know, so slow to make, basically. So if we go up there, maybe if we steal that. I'm still quite enamoured of the idea on this, like in it, like doing an old school, you know, mega base. You know, scaling it up to that degree, sort of thing. Yeah, I think I want to combine the, yeah, steel and plastic rather than. That's annoying, isn't it? That jump. Oops. Maybe if we do that. Yeah. Oh no. One place. There. Oh, thanks. Interesting and quite a coincidence. I kind of work in utilities as well. Oh. There's, yeah. There's quite a lot of us, I think, in the end. It's sort of, I think. I don't. Are you UK based or? Because I don't know if it's actually the same in, you know, other countries, but we have what's called regulated monopolies for our utilities. So they're like technically private companies, but they're private companies that, because they have a monopoly, you know, so you can only get water from, you know, one supplier. You can't sort of say, oh well, I want to buy water from, you know, Scotland or something. You know, you can't do that. So it's therefore a monopoly that company has, and therefore, you know, you kind of have to protect that, because otherwise they could just say, all right, we're now charging, you know, £1,000 a litre sort of thing. So you have to have it protected and heavily regulated. But the idea is that, you know, you get the efficiencies of, you know, the stock, you know, not the stock market, the, you know, private industry, basically, which you can question whether that's the case or not, but that's the theory. But yeah, so you end up with regulated monopolies, and they get a license to operate, basically, and stuff like that. But I know other countries do it in different ways. They're still nationalised in quite a few countries. Okay, so hopefully they'll chug through, and we'll start making some gold sites. I'm from Germany, okay. Yeah, it's the same here. I work for a software company and we build solutions for utility companies so they can comply with regulations. Oh, cool. We do a lot of, I mean, our job, we're effectively, I always kind of categorize it as, in reality, my company is more like a software. It basically is an IT company because what we do is not really related to the actual physical infrastructure. Effectively, we sort of manage it in a sense. So yeah, we're sort of what we do is basically all models and like lines going up and down on charts and stuff like that. So we don't really, go out and build electricity pylons or anything like that. Aha! We have the golden science. 3 of them. Okay. Have I messed anything up there, or are we just kind of waiting? We're just kind of waiting, I think, aren't we? Is it? I mean, there's very little copper actually coming through, which kind of makes sense because it would be. I mean, it's halving a halving and halving that I'm doing, so it's not unreasonable that it would kind of fail. I guess I could bump up some of this to red for a bit further. Oh, they got nuclear fuel reprocessing. Okay. Copper. So if we go like that, and then that one as well. Take you up to there. Do that one. Have I got any? No, I haven't. Do. Okay, let's take. So I got 1, 2. Excuse me. 3. Let's do that one. Crikey. Hello, Koosla Koopa Coop. Oh, I got that right. So I've not been around. I honestly got distracted with my base right before I got to Folgora. No problems. No problems. Hope you're doing well. Over on YouTube. Have you been finding? Oh, before you got to Folgora, have you actually made it to Folgora now? How have you been finding it? It's my favourite Folgora of the new planets, obviously. My favourite bit is space platforms, I think, just only them. So, we should have those red, undergrounds, cool. Let's take that to there, put one of you on. Let's build some more of those then. Cool. Getting a few more, excuse me, a few more gold science coming through. We're still not getting full on low density structures as we kind of expect, because this won't be working its way through yet. I guess we could put in some modules. Well, it's not enough, is it? We do so. And then these lot want 2. Oops. No one in there. .2 a second, so 15. Yeah, so it should be a red belt coming in, shouldn't it? .2. because I've got 16 machines, which is fine. But yeah, so we're starving for copper, which is kind of what I was expecting. Now we could put in a second copper drop off over here. Don't think that's a bad idea. Where could we connect it up? We could... Where would it be coming? It's coming in there. I mean, we could just sort of add it in here. But yeah, this should all be red belt, really. Or maybe I just cut this off. I'm actually bringing a separate copper. I think that's probably better, isn't it? Okay, let's go and add in a copper. I went there, but I reloaded after playing for an hour, deciding I needed more things first. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting that quite a lot of people seem to be like really keen to bootstrap all of the planets, basically. But I don't know. That sounded really like long-winded to me. Basically, I didn't feel that was a very kind of enjoyable way of doing things, to be honest with you. But I kind of get why. So if we put you in and we turn you back into copper plate, then we need one of my stupid, like ridiculous number of stations. So this would be no, there we go. So this would be that one. It needs to be copper plate. No, I put in a load station. That was a bad thing. See? Drop off, there we go. So that's a copper plate drop off. So we need 5, we got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow splitters. Awesome. So if we sort of take this, right now, up here maybe. Don't do that. And then take you up here. Get the boss to do that bit. Hello Ivan, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hi, hi indeed. Hope you're having a good weekend. And same to you. Kusla Koopa Koopa. Forgot to say hello properly. In which case does that need... that doesn't really need to be... what should I call it, does it? Why did you not place that? That was weird. So keep that as a red, might as well. Running a bit thin here, aren't we? I've had a weirdly snotty nose all day. So apologies for any strange biological noises. So you'll get copper that way now. Awesome source. Look, it's turned up. It's done trainy things. I like it when they do trainy things. I'm really impressed with this parameterization thing. It's like really good. I was looking up on the Friday Facts this morning whether it kind of explained how to do like generic pickups, and it doesn't really, but kind of how Clonan set it up kind of gives a clue as to how it might be doable. But it seems to be a lot about controlling the stations, like I was suspecting, about, possibly using the prioritisation. I'm hoping that's how I can do it. But for anyone sort of new, and what I'm talking about basically is that I want to create... the focus of the series is parameterisation and prioritisation and all sorts of other things beginning with P. In fact, weren't we having some trouble with biters potentially? Yeah. We might need to go and kind of fix that, because they're going to get quite angry as well. But yes. Oh, it looks like that's actually connected. And I did several, streams working through that, and I kind of worked out, because you can't change the station name. So if I want to do a completely generic pick up and drop off system, then one of the ways I probably have to do it is with the circuit condition, because you can get the circuit conditions to like rename, basically, we can't change the name of the station, but you can get it to send a signal to the train, and so that you can then basically use that, because the trains need to know where to go, is the sort of problem I was trying to sort of butting my head up against. And of course, if they're all called exactly the same, if I'm trying to pick up a copper plate, then they need to know that they need to be a copper plate train, if you see what I mean. Which means potentially using circuits to basically turn the stations on or off, and also set priorities, because trains have this habit of basically just going to the closest thing. So if you just have all of your stations say, "Hello, I've now got stuff, you can come and pick it up," then in this scenario here, they probably all just go to the coal and just wait at coal. So I need to set limits on trains, and also I think adjust the prioritization, or at least see if that's like functioning, so that rather than coal, they'll come and pick up iron ore, if this needs it, sort of thing. So that's where I'm trying to get to. But I spent so long doing all that I hadn't really built a base. So what I'm actually doing in these few streams is like building a base, essentially. So yes, that's just to explain the series in case anyone didn't know. So we've essentially got to say, we'll build the base, we'll get a rocket launched, and then I'll come back to making a super generic version. What I have at the moment is a whole slew of blueprints for different train stations, which is just silly. For the first time ever, I don't really do this, but I think they're chunk aligned. But basically, a standardized grid, a bit like a city block, but not really, of train blueprints. We do not have on, so this is entirely vanilla. I might add on elevated rail and quality, maybe, don't know. But yeah, it's not a space age base, because I just wanted to learn the parameterization stuff, basically. So yeah, so that's, I think, everything. And what we have as our setup here is I've been using the parameterized blueprints. So basically, if I plop down a train, I can tell it what train group it needs to be in. So this one here, for example, is steel. And I want to get to a super generic version, but as I say, I got to a point where I thought, well, I need to actually build a base. Otherwise, I can't really test anything properly, So the bit we're missing is like stone. So I have not brought in, or been processing any stone. So the stone we're reliant on is this tiny little patch here. I think I am bringing some in. Yeah, so there's some there. I've got the blooming pollution on, which I am then sort of, taking out of this. This is my snaky bus design. It's not really a design, it's just a thrown together thing. So yeah, those are the steps we're on, and we've just finished making some gold science. They're all now running, which is good. Did I not put modules in them? I didn't, did I? So yeah, that's to explain it all in case you don't know. Hello, I hope you have a wonderful day and the rest of your life. Indeed. What kind of work are you talking about if your factory is not finished? It's parameterization quite often, but usually for all sorts of fun. I still can't force myself to sit down and make good blueprints of trains with parameterization. And so I've been quite enjoying doing it. It does get a bit mind-bendy though, I would say. Of sort of like, because you've got to think about everything generically, and I'm not the best at that. Okay, so I didn't put any things in, did I? And I'm guessing they're taking them and putting them in steel. Oops. So if I do that... Okay. Because a steel build over here. It's queued up a load of module requests as well. So it's obviously only a tiny little steel build. We need quite a lot more expansion, but it is what it is. Cool. So yes. Yeah, I think we need to go and negotiate with some of the locals. It is a train world, so, you know, once we've cleared them out, you know, they're gone basically. No re-expansion. So I think them and them. Cool. Okay. 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 Now. Huh, I appear to have a tank there, even though I've also got a tank on me. Have I got a tank on me? There it is there. Okay. I'm not sure why that would be. Right. We have some shells, okay. Is that going to be enough? It's probably going to be enough shells. But we want some more red ammo, I think. Perfect. Let's put that in there. What should bring us some more stuff? Actually, let's do it with a... There we go, pin. Forgotten how to do it. Let's do them as well. Okay. Am I making like rocket? I must be making rocket fuel by now. No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I did have a to-do list on the go. So got uranium mining is up and running. Iron mining, I've done that, haven't I? Steel we'll leave on. We've done purple. We've done gold. We have not done the rocket fuel. So we need to expand the steel, but so we kind of need them to make more modules, really. Okay. Okay. What have I got on me in terms of... I haven't... Did I put it in here then? Oh, there we go. Ah! Let me go up through there. Oops. Sneak past here. There we go. Right. Yes. So. Yeah. So I was saying earlier, I've been working on the first of these new videos. I'm going a bit sort of heavy on this one. It's sort of quite heavy editing. It's a speculation video, I guess, although I'm calling it lore rather than speculation as such. But But yeah, it's been a huge amount of fun doing it again. But taking ages. Because I'm putting in what they call B-roll and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's not, you know, not professional editing level, but it's not just me talking to camera sort of thing. Although there's plenty of that as well. But yeah, it's been a huge amount of fun doing it. Gonna go a bit. I got about 6 scripts for this whole series written. Do that. And I go a bit simpler on the other ones. Good to kind of. Oops, wrong thing. Start it off with a bang, as it were. Cool. Are you gonna live? Ah, I think that might be evolving, because that took 2 hits to kill that one. Is it worth taking them out as well while we're here? Trying to limit it so that they don't evolve too quick. I've got to take them out, I think, and then it's these other 2 we can get rid of. Yeah, we'll leave that one for now. But I think we will kind of hit... No, I keep doing the wrong click. Those 2 if we can. Yeah. Good chance for it to build up some modules. While we're away. These loaded up. Okay. What I could do is I could get the bots building, because it's this stone we're going to take. We obviously need stone brick as well, so we could get the bots building. Ooh, did I know about that uranium? I don't think I did. I think that's been revealed by radar. Nice. Let's get some. Do we want a T? Let's just do a curve for now. Where's my straight rail? We'll go straight rail up there. Get the boss to build all of that in. Where are we going? That way. Arrows are quite useful for this sort of thing. When you don't know the map very well. Okay, so we want to get some more bots ready. Let's get them out now. Poison for the old... Oh, it's only one worm. Get you in there. Nice. And swap back to guns. Get the old Map bot's ready to go. So I don't think these will last. It's them dying now. Alright, lads, alright. Okay. Nice. Nice. I spent 2 hours pushing bugs back and they respawn onto where I started when I finished. Yeah. It's why I was, because there is that argument of not putting walls in. You know, permanent walls, because, you know, and just clear them out of your pollution cloud. And it's like, eventually your pollution cloud gets so big and everything's so distributed and the bugs respawn so quick that actually, to me, that it doesn't make any sense to not take them out. Sorry, to not build a wall. To, you know, to not have a permanent defence on the go. Because, yeah, you just spend half your life killing them off. We, at the LAN, I always remember at the LAN party thing, we were, I wouldn't say struggling, but we were having difficulties with the bugs. And I in particular was like, this seems wrong, and I can't put my finger on why. And it's because literally the Friday facts that came out when we were at the LAN party was the whole, we've buffed, you know, the basics, they get tougher as you kill more of them, sort of thing, as they evolve. And I just literally remember thinking, oh, that's, you know, that's why. It's not me being, you know, rubbish and not remembering. How to kill them. It's that it takes more to kill them. And it didn't help, if I'm totally honest, that some of the people I was playing with were kind of obsessed with, like, killing the bugs. They were just going out continuously and killing them. And so they'd evolved hugely. And it was quite sort of problematic to get rid of them. It's one of the reasons I went to Folgora, or well, you know, a part of it was I wanted to get the Tesla Tower because that sounded like it was going to be really good fun. So yeah, I sort of went there and made some on the Tesla gun and stuff. So I came back and I started zapping all the bugs with the electric gun, which was quite good fun. Okay, we've now got a nice little bit of freedom, I think. Yeah, they're not quite filled that all out, which is fine, but you know, lazy. How are we doing on the module front? Oh, the problem is circuits, okay. Is something else eating circuits? Must be. Oh, it's the red circuits, of course. Oh, there's not that much iron coming through. Why is that? I guess it's because it's just a 111, you know, 111, 111, 111 train. Yeah. We could probably do with upgrading the inserters. Covrex is finished. Super. What other fun toys do we want? Let's get logistics. Now we got gold. And what? Should probably do one of them. But if we get like robot speed and I mean, we should get that. I'm not sure about getting them yet, because not really got a base that can produce anything like that. So should we focus more on, you know, personal? Ooh, Spidertron. Yeah, I think if we get the fun toys. Don't think we need any military buffs, do we? Can I be? Yeah, I need both of those, don't I? Not just. We'll leave that side of it for a while because we haven't got any rocket fuel anyway. So we're not going to run. We're not going to launch rockets without rocket fuel. That's something I've learnt in life. Yeah, let's head over to the stone build area. Let's put that in there. Like so. Right. Cool. Because I think we probably just want to recreate what we've already done. Oh. Yeah. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oops. I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've got any you know, like uranium. Sorry, nuclear power stuff being made. Don't remember setting up heat pipes or anything like that, basically. Right, let's just sit here for a minute. In fact, let's go and plonk on the railway. Maybe our bots can do some of the business. Yeah, I don't think I made. So if I look for heat, no, we've not got heat pipes or anything. Okay. Yeah. So, if that's going to go, well, those are my three there. This then needs to jump over, doesn't it? That. And then if we pop maybe, let's think. So heat pipe recipe is just copper and thingies, isn't it? Yes, that's just copper and steel. That needs concrete. We have concrete right here. So we could possibly just, you know, send some up. So that would be a good place to build. the actual nuclear reactors. And then they are just pipes and etc. What about you? Your pipes and etc. as well. Okay, so we want some kind of thing going on here, I think, to steal that, which means the actual bill probably needs to be, I mean, actually it'd work if it was there. If we took that out and sort of put that in instead. In fact, just going to be easy to do that, isn't it? So if that then is there, and the left one is the nuclear power plants, and the right one is, doesn't really matter, but we might as well do the heat pipes. Then that gets that from there. What else do you need? You've got the concrete, you need copper, which is from there. Red circuits, which are there. Do you need pipe? Copper, steel. Okay. We ended up with some real shenanigans with we put in that extra line in. Okay. That have we got everything now? You're getting a bit of everything steel, except steel, which is fine. We don't need this to be gigantic, do we? We need like 8. Worst case, but this one we do actually want to be pretty meaty. Mighty meaty. Then more belt shenanigans. And then copper for you as well. Excellent. If we then say, just to keep them all nice and close together, we'll put heat exchangers there, turbines there, which would then mean these belts need to go that way. So actually, yeah, that's the jump under one, isn't it? So these should be doing that. And then you need to go the opposite way. So that I can take that there. Get rid of that. No, 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 no. Why have you done undergrounds? No, that's more like it. There we go. I'm assuming that's all right. Let's put a little break in it. Because I've polluted all the lines, but I think that's going to be okay. You would need copper, steel, and pipes. Well, that'd be them. That'd be them. Don't you need basically the same thing? Yeah. Except gears. And the other things. No, not steel. Copper. There won't be any steel in a steam turbine. Copper is going to be on the middle one. So it's just copper dues, which it's going to go there. In fact, let's get 2 of them, and then 20 is fine for normal things, but it's okay. We don't need 100 of them. It's basically it does maths on the stack size basically. So it says make 2 stacks worth, but that's fine for most things. But sometimes I need to tweak it because we don't need 2 stacks of them, but we need way more than 2 stacks of them. Okay, so you are waiting on the copper, which hopefully, no, as I say, this has all got messed up. some idiot. So that should actually be that way, shouldn't it? There we go. And that was right. There we go. There's stone brick on that for some reason. Okay. So we now have the nuclear things being made, or in theory, eventually, maybe, possibly-ish. I already did centrifuges, didn't I? I've got... Did I do... bacons? Yeah. So bacons are on the way. And then I think everything there is covered. Excellent. We have all of the logistics. Ah, we now have all the logistics chests, don't we? Because it's sneakily done that research without me noticing. So we need all of the chests. Because we've only got storage. Well, we don't need all of them because I don't use all of them. But we could. This might be the perfect thing to put in here. No, it's not the perfect thing to put in there, is it? Because... ironically... yeah. So logistics chests would make that a lot easier, but I can't really do that. Let's see about... which ones do I want to build? We need requesters. Should I build buffers? And we need active providers. So I just don't use passive providers. I just substitute with storage. So we want 3 of them. So if we go like that and get you to build chests, and then like that and get that one to be active providers and requesters. Then if we put another one in and say, in fact, let's... no, I can't. It's the wrong thing. Don't want that there. What we want is that one. Let's just build them all. It'll be easier. So we'll put that in, and that would then be them guys, and that's the green ones. And then that is more chests. Oh. Yes, I'm absolutely loving the parameterization. Why did you underground that? It's funny because when Covrex, did it in the Friday Facts, it was very much sort of, we've done this thing, I don't know if anyone's ever going to use it. Done a thing, don't know if it's any use. Done a thing. Right. Oh, there's no roboport coverage. Let's fix that then. Nice. They're all set to automatically do 2, which is great, but this needs steel, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Steel in that one and that one. We also need an extra connection there. And steel there. And then are these both circuits? They are, aren't they? All of them are both circuits. Yeah. Which means... That's annoying. Gonna have to move all of that up. So we need to go like that. Move it all one across. Like that. Because that... Does that work? That doesn't even work, does it? Oh no, I can do that. 'Cause that's the only way they can get at red circuits. Yeah, same here basically. So if we go like that, do that, pop them back in, cheer that. That'll eventually give you green circuits. Same again here. How very annoying. That's exactly the wrong... Wow, okay. Let's put an extra one in there then. So it's not covered by a roboport, by one tile. I don't know. Ah, this appears to only be yellow belt. What's going in there? What? What? Why are you putting in underground, you silly bots? So that's that. Oh, it goes to red belt. Oh, I guess I'm just doing that for distance, aren't I, rather than volume. Put one of those. I don't think there's any in the network there. When do I only upgrade? Oh, it's because this is steel. Okay. Yeah, that's fine then. How are we doing with sciences? We're not sort of... Oh, gold is super backed up. Why is super gold super... Oh, because that's obviously purple for one thing. Oh no, they're both backed up. We should probably add in more labs then. Or we do the research speed. Let's stick that in instead then. Awesome. Yeah, inadequate volumes of stuff, isn't it? Why have you not built all this in the meantime, bots? What have you been playing at? What you been playing at? But yeah, so we've now got all of the loggy chests. We've got coverts and nuclear fuel as well as coal liquefaction. Excellent. Did I just crash into something? No. It's got all of them. Haven't really got like proper red belt production, have we? We could set something up. Now that we've got requester chests, that would be quite easy. And we've got everything there apart from the rocket fuel. And power armor 2 I've queued up. No, I haven't actually queued up the armor. Nice. Okay. I suppose we could make distractors. Ah! The third of the assembly machines. Excellent. Speed module 1s. Okay. Just get my bots to finish that off since the network bots are being staggeringly lazy. I think we had loads of uranium, didn't we? Didn't I put a little... Yeah, 102 now. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Just thinking, why am I doing the stone and stone brick? Well, for one thing... No, that's irrelevant, isn't it? Because we got loads of stone there, so we don't really need this one. Used up our entire original... No, we haven't. There's got a tiny bit of there. Where am I looking for that? Got to get every last drop out. Hearing rave reviews of the old Satisfactory 1.1 update. People seem to be loving some of that. We're playing that tomorrow. Well, no, we won't. I thought it was coming to the regular branch, but no, it's the only on experimental yet so far. Okay. We need to get the stone set up, but yeah, we need it for what? Well, we need it for to replace this little theft that I'm doing here. That's what we need it for. So really, we want kind of stone and stone brick coming in next to each other. So might as well do them there. So if we grab that. And then put... Oh, where's my stations? Here we go. So it'd be a drop off. And it's that one. Let's say that that's stone. And then stone brick. Wrong menu altogether. There we go. Awesome. And then we put these on either side of a belt. I think that's going to be the right way round. And basically we want to replace... Let's make sure it's not connected just yet. Replace that. Well, I say that. We kind of want to replace that as well, but let's just do this one for now. And where are we going to take that then? Let's do it across there. It's not a proper base unless it's jam-packed full of spaghetti. And you're maintaining the fiction that at some point you're going to replace it and make it better. Okay. So we need to set up an actual stone mine, which is fine. And then we need another smelting thing for stone brick. So where are we going to put that? If we put that... So what have I been... I've been doing like a stacker and then a thing, haven't I? So if we go... let's put it a little bit down. So I want to turn this into a T. No, where's a T? T, 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 T. There you go. Turn that into a T. Then put, so I did all this work on these stackers and I'm just defaulting to using the straight one. The absolutely fugly one. Put that in. I think if we move over there, we can see what's going on. And we go... do we really want 4? I mean, obviously stone brick is like twice as... uses 2 lots of stone to work, as it were. But we don't really need that much, do we? So if we just put in 2... and then again, let's move up so that we can see what's going on. So, I think if I just copy... See, some of these haven't even got recipes because they never managed to get iron plate all the way up there. But yeah, we want... a single stack really, but 2 coming in, don't we? And then we want the 1 going out. So we then put I picked up the wrong blueprint altogether. If we say have, so this will be the pickup. Stacker, don't need a stacker. Just need a straight bit and a T. Yeah, awesome. And then for the actual smelting, which way round are you going? Because we need kind of double. Why don't we do something completely weird? We'll put, did I put... I must have put roboports on these, I did. Okay, so if we go... Well, let's put in the... We get out of the tank. We'll put in the actual stations first. Have I got the trains? I didn't create the trains, did I? No. What are you doing? You're stone. Okay. Because one of the things I really liked about the parameterization was that you don't even have to actually create the groups. It just it'll automatically create them for you, which is like super cool. So if I just put this in, you see, and call it stone. I can't click on it because it's not there, but it creates the stone group as well. So you don't even have to actually do that properly. So I want 2 stone and 1 stone brick. And away we go. So then what we're going to do, I did put the things in. So these then need to be, so this will be the, the stone drop off. That's the wrong side, isn't it? That has to be on that side because of the utter madness of how I've done this. So that would be stone drop. I need 1 more stone drop off then, don't I? At least. So that is that. Yeah, you see, so they've got a group. I did not create that group. Well, I did, because I used the parameter, but I didn't manually put together that group. So that gets us another stone, because we also want to be dropping stone off here as well. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. So let's bring this up as if maybe we've ended up putting in, you know, balancers and all that sort of stuff. Let's put you somewhere there. Because I can feel belt shenanigans in the near, not too distant future. So we kind of want, what do we want? We want one of these, but we want to tweak it. I think I'm going to do something a bit odd. Which is that I'm going to do 2 to 4. No, it'd be a 2 to 3 balancer, wouldn't it? Ooh. Mark 2 roboboards. Nice. So, game, no, yeah, yeah. So I want a 2 to 3. Or, if I did a 2 to 4, that looks weird. Because it's put the belts underneath it. Anyway, because we want more stone, basically, going in. Oh. And then this is the wrong way round, isn't it? To be that way round. Yeah, move that out of the way. Put it on that side. Cool. And then this one is what is the load for? So it's a drop off, and that would be no, it's a pickup, and it's that one. So it's a pickup of stone brick. Yeah. How do we want to do this? Be nice to say to sort of use some of these weirder stations. That's the. I could use that one, couldn't I? What we're going to be picking up. I guess might as well make it all four. Do that one, and then which stacker is it? Is it that one? Because it's left. No, it's that one. Yeah. I kind of like the blueprints, but it's just silly that I've got so many, basically. Okay. So let that part all fill in. This will be moaning about not having modules and stuff again. Do we have trains all sat waiting? Moaning about not having destinations and stuff. Do a lot of moaning trains. That's oil. Can't go anywhere, okay. Nice. What's that missing? Oh yeah, of course we don't have the red. I could add them in, couldn't I? Now it got. In fact, I need to build the next set of parameterizery things, don't I? Because we need the request to chest versions. Yeah, we need the request to chest version. We can use the whatchamacallit. I guess I should do one with blue assembly machines first, so that it's kind of functional. We are going to really, really annoy these guys very, very quickly. It's a shame we just didn't have a stone like down here somewhere. Oh well. Yeah, we might as well go and take them out actually. While all of this is building in. Huh, I don't have poison capsules. Why not? There's plenty there. But it's not making any more. Why is it not? Oh, green circuits. Yeah, pathetic amount of green circuits. Okay, that's fine. We've got lots in stock, so it's just a supply issue. Or production issue, I guess. Right, so Let's get you guys launched. These aren't very big, these ones, anyway, are they? Yeah. Get some poisson on. Okay. And then a little meteor, these two. Oh, lots of worms as well. Weems. Weems. Eat the bots, not me. That's what they're there for. Okay. Deploy fire, deploy fire. Missed. Should have set up a little thing, shouldn't I? Place to run to. With these being so close together. That's foolish. Right. Let's get fixed up. Ah, portable fission reactor is done as well. Yeah, okay, let's get some more of these guys on. More a bit of this about. Excellent. Okay. Let's think about doing some more buffs. Let's see if we can. Because it must have done... Yeah, it done the lab research as well. How much is it? 250, 250. So if we go... What does that cost? That costs 350. That then costs 550. Okay. Oh, why can't I queue? Oh, that's 5 then. Look at the wrong one. 450 is fine. And then the capacity, that's 300. And then that's 400. Cool. So let's get them queued up and it can just chug away on buffing all of that stuff. Right then. I put in 4 stations here. There's no way this is going to produce 4 whole station's worth of stuff. Oh. Yeah, whatever. So we want blueprint here. Is that the only? It is, isn't it? So I haven't got one with any modules in. So if I did it there, what would that look like? That's not too bad. Yeah, I think I'm going to take one of these stations out. Because it would be hard to get at it anyway. Now I should have a 3-station version. But which 3 stations? That's the question. How have I actually... Yeah, I built it up differently, didn't I? Yeah, Egypt. Oops. Yeah. Pick up, there we go. So that one there, that's picking up stone, as are you, and so are you. How are we doing on building this in? Okay, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 3. So how about which one best to turn around? I guess that one. Go that way. And that way. Oh, this should now have loggy requests. Yeah, there you go. So it's now got actual proper loggy requests. Cool. We want a 2 to 3? Yeah, 2 to 3. Down. Down. So cool. Now we want a 3 to 3. 3 to 3 to 3 to 3. Oh, I'm out of belt. You're not bringing me anything? Oh, I'm not in the network. Okay. And neither is this. There we go. That's better. So, we have a stone... Let's call it a quarry. Set up. We have this, minus the bots it needs, modules it needs. Because we don't have any green circuits coming in at all, basically. Diddly diddly dee. Got a second mine there. This needs like way more expanding more, but so low on modules. Okay, so we've done a job that we didn't have on the list, which was stone and stone brick production. Once those are all properly built in, it should just work. TM. Got a million bots trying to restock me. How are we doing on science? Are we... Yeah, we're sort of producing at similar sorts of rates. With blue's a bit low. Is that because there's an actual problem, or just that the buffed labs are... Well, you're not running. Why are you not running? Because of red circuit lag. Ah, well that would be because you're stealing red circuits from there rather than using any of these. Okay. How about we maybe try and fix that then? Always a fan of yet more spaghetti to fix a problem. I think I'm going to put in that. So that we can sort of hop over there. I'm going to go around there like that. Because we can. Because these aren't even being used properly. If I did that, you know, we got some backed up. If I do that, across there. There we go that way. I could have taken from there, couldn't I? No, well. Oh, I never connected this, but then I don't have anything coming in, do I? So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, if we do that, don't know why I put that over there. Better. Do. Now we can maybe underground this one. Pop across there. Awesome. We've made all the chests. That's great news. We've made some nuclear... Well, made a nuclear reactor. So we're waiting on concrete. Why are we waiting on concrete? Ah, because that's not connected to a chest. That's just a general thing, and that's full. Or it's got 1,500 in. And then there's 500 there. Okay, so this should be a red wire connection if there are less concretes than 2,000 in there, then please work. But we made one nuclear reactor, that's always good. Very slow, aren't we, with this? Which is fine. Haven't really got steel. Have we made any? We've made a whole, like, load of them. I'm still making them. Great. So, nuclear power is a possibility. Let us put it on here somewhere. We want, say, in fact, let's do spelling as well. I can never remember. Yeah, it's shift, isn't it? So we want if we maybe rearrange these. Correct. There. Give power. Oops. Like so. And I guess we could also do oh. So we've got a little set of jobs there because we need to set this up properly, basically. We've done. How are we doing on actually trains doing train things? 1.7k. Cool. Oh, train. Hello, train. Is that stone brick? That's stone. Oh, we've already had one do a trip. Ah, we have not adequately flipped this round. Okay, so why did a V flip not work then? What we need to do then is if I take that and V flip it. Yeah. Don't know why the inserters would have been wrong. And then I V-flip that. Yeah. Okay. I think it's because I flipped it but didn't actually change what was going in where. Train limit 1 of 1. Interesting they've gone to this one and kind of filled it up first. Are you coming in here as well? You are? But you're going to that one, okay. Nice. So we know that part of the job is working. What we're not getting is a train coming here to do stone. And I think that's simply a lack of trains. So let's fix that. Oh, I think no. Put you there. I think they do actually, because it's basically, I haven't got fuel in the actual thing, and I think it would actually go, oh, there's no fuel, just wait, basically. But, Okay, so a couple more stone trains. I've only got the one stone brick. Where has that gone then? Where are you? Oh, you're still waiting here, are you? Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand. Ah, stone brick is starting to move. We do not have... Oh, it's because they're not put the power bars in. Cool. Why is that? Something very funky gone on there, and I don't understand what it is. Oops. No, that's all power now. Don't know, something strange. Oh, I never put in the ones around the back, did I? So if we put it in there, there, we can go, well actually, that, and that, that. Oops. There we go, that's more like it. No. That's better. $726, excellent. So once that's done, I think we've got everything then coming in apart from, you know, the whole uranium situation, which we know is a whole job. We do still need to increase steel, and we need to make rocket fuel, but we also don't have any. I don't think I'm making silos, for example. No, there's no silos. In fact, we've not done that research, have we? So we can't make silos. But we could start stocking up a bit of rocket fuel. Where might we want to build that? Could put it in here. Probably makes the most sense, doesn't it? Yeah, so we need to work on the requesty version of... Oh, look at all these lovely toys we've now got. I can put in... piercing shotguns. So you would be... That needs... No, that's fine like that, but if we put that in like there, then the left one hopefully is the... Wait. Yeah, left one is the... Oops, piercing. And the right one is the regular... Oops, no. There we go. That's that one. What else? What was this that I did? Oh, I'd obviously set that up for doing... Yeah, we'll just take that out then. Doing one of the other requests, you know, like passive providers or something. But we've already built them. So there's no others waiting. Yes, we've got a bunch of military stuff we could do. Don't feel like I really need it. I would quite like to set up... But I'm not doing quality or anything, am I? So it's like, didn't I build a load of landmines and I've not actually used one? Did I build landmines in this? I get confused sometimes with the various playthroughs I'm doing. I have made landmines, yeah. I've not touched them though. Okay. So, what else could we do? You know, we could get into explosive rockets, and in fact, did I just do it? Yeah, I just did a regular little normal rocket build, didn't I? I did do explosive cannon shells though, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't feel like I kind of need any of them. The fighters haven't evolved that much. We could always build ourselves a level 2 power armor. And maybe chuck in a few batteries, but until I really go scale, because we don't have to stick them on rockets or anything like that. We're not doing quality. Just hand making a few of those is fine, I think. I've got all the turrets. We don't obviously have. Wait, do we have artillery? No, we're not done artillery yet. Hello, alright, cool. How are you doing? Where did you leave your tank? A very good question. A very good question. Hope you're doing well. Let's stick on the final one of them. Is that the last one? That's not quite the last one, is it? There's a 7th one of those. So just let it keep buffing away. Buffity buffity buff. Could then maybe queue up some of them just to take them up. That's the last one of those, isn't it? Nice. But yeah, so we would need the modules in order to do a rocket silo, so that's fine. We've got very, very few techs left, really. It's interesting because it felt like, to some extent, it felt like it was weird with Space Age, that it was like both almost not enough, which is a strange thing to say, but also sort of too much, like because they were introducing mechanics. You know, so the planets were really a whole new thing to learn, you know. Well, not really volcanoes, I wouldn't say, but you know, scrap brick sorting and spoilage and that sort of thing. So you had that being really complicated, but then there weren't really that many techs, you know. But it's like you sort of get a distorted view of things, I think, because in reality, in the base game, you don't actually do that many. There aren't actually that many purple and gold technologies. They're just really difficult to build because of the high, you know, steel and what have you demand. So it's not like we were shortchanged, is my point, but it almost feels like we were. And it's strange. So we've got some extra bits of coal there as well, haven't we? Put them in, I think. No, missed. Oh, there's a bit of coal there as well under the belt. Got to get every last little bit. Why are you moaning about nowhere to go? Is this full then? Ah, it is. Ah. But no... Ah, Stonebrick has just arrived. Excellent. That means I can probably get rid of the old one. Not that that's any kind of a blocker at the moment, but might as well. Where is it connecting? Over here. Ah, it's on the other side. Is that going to matter? I thought I'd got them the right way round, but I haven't, have I? So we have... So if stone brick is on... That bit on the left is fine, because it's literally just going there. Stone brick is on the right. No, it doesn't matter, because that's just going into a side load. Okay. Cool. Get rid of that one then. Nearly filled all of this out. I kind of set that with a... Now we'll, you know, we'll end up deconstructing most of it. But yeah, it's not done at all bad, is it? Right then. Rocket fuel. Fuel for rockets. Rocket fuel. Fuel for rockets. Oh. Let's see. I guess the question with it then is, like, where would I be taking it? Because we want to put it in some chests so that we can kind of replace what's going on here. Ka-junk, ka-junk. Let's get the cargo final one. In fact, we'll maybe put it there. Cool. Might as well just do a quick pollution check. I think we'll probably be okay. I'm guessing it'll go into, you know, it'll sort of shut down before this gets up to them. We're alright, I think, on this side because of these trees. And that's sort of further than it seems, I think. Should be alright. Possibly these guys might get hit. Okay. Rocket fuel. Yeah, so the question in a sense would be, if I'm going to belt it up to make some rockets, where would I make them? I had earmarked this as being an extra green circuit area. We do have loads over here though. If I was to try and make rockets there, what would I need to bring in? I mean, I could always bot it now, but if I was bringing low density structures, blue circuits now, that's my production of blue circuits there. Why do they know? Oh, because they've complete lack of green circuits. See, this is why I did the poll and you know, the jokey poll that blue circuits are the worst, because they're still the worst. It's an absolute pain in the bum, because you have to produce loads of red circuits and green circuits to make blue circuits. Yeah, I think we have to switch the demand, or we have to bring over some green circuits, I think. Because this is just not working at all, because we've got this one, you know, direct train thing that's... Well, it's not struggling for iron on this end, but it just can't supply, you know, quick enough, basically. It's just running out. Which is what I was expecting. This wasn't meant to be kind of taken this far. Okay, so if we steal some green circuits, well, one thing we'd probably do is, well, it's not exactly a high demand, is it? But we could put the, yeah. Oh well, I'm making them, aren't I? Rather than, you know, taking them off the bus. But yeah, I think where I've ended up there, that ramble, is basically that because I put blue circuits on this, what I think we're probably better off doing is making the rockets like here or something, and then just spaghettiing over to bring them in. You know, just do an extra line there. Because all I really want this base to do, I mean, maybe it'll become the central, you know, production hub of, you know, materials or something, but I think I am going to do, let's just call it a mega base. Obviously it's dwarfed by the numbers nowadays, but I think we'll have a go at doing, you know, a red science build, a green science build, pick some number like 2000 or something, a bit lower than I did last time, just so that I can get a system that will need, you know, will have loads of different materials that need picking up, just like everything, and then we can sort of stress test a proper generic train station design or control. I'm going to have done more vanilla streams than space age streams now. Okay, yeah, so I like that idea, that concept. And since I've got, as I say, the blue circuits on the bus, and we've got somewhere we've got low density structures here as well. Yeah, we've got them as well. Although I put them in chests, but then I put them in chests with the option, I think, I could potentially put them on the copper lane there. Would take a bit of jiggery pokery, but not copper. Yeah, shared with the copper. Is this? Oh, I'm using it for that, aren't I? Yeah. So we do need iron ore going all the way up there. But yeah, we could potentially, you know, do some lines going straight up, connecting on there somehow. Or just, you know, use this area. In which case, do I want... What I'm basically wondering is, since I'm going to be making the rocket parts over here, we might as well build our rocket fuel here, like in this space. I've also got... Is light oil coming up here? I doubt it is, but you never know. No, because we put sulfur on the, whatever we want to call it, bus. Yeah, so we'd have to bring light, well, yeah, light oil up, I guess. Just that. But we're not exactly... It's the petroleum we're you know, not really producing. Okay, let's do that then. So, let's not build it here. Let's build it up here. Now, if we were doing that, I can never remember the numbers for rocket fuel. Let's say if we had... Where are you? Chemical plant. Because we need to make solid fuel. And then we make rocket fuel, don't we? Yeah. But then we also need to have... Well, I guess I could just bot it over, but there's nuclear fuel as well. But yeah, you're making one a second. You only need half of one per second. Okay. So it's the other way around then, isn't it? If we were doing that... Because it's then... Yeah. That's my chemical plant build. That could support 2. Excuse me. Yeah, so if we put that, and then... Oh, I didn't... Did it not ask me the recipe? Or did I just ignore it? Oh. Oh, I guess because it's not the recipe, is it? It's the item, and of course the recipe is... Ah, interesting. So that, when I'm selecting that, it's not the recipe I'm selecting, it's the item, and the item has 3 ways of being made. Interesting. I wonder how you might get around that then. I don't think you can you? You'd have to be setting it via circuit. Okay. So we're going to have to build this by hand anyway, really. If we say that is a rocket fuel, and then... where are you? Yeah. That's a... If we put them both the same way round, and that's like that, and that's like that. You're one of them. So, login network, we want... Wait. Yeah, that is less than, I don't know, 200 or something. And your rocket fuel. And all it needs is the actual light oil, isn't it? Yeah. We did that. So 0.58 it would need, that's producing 1.19. Yeah, so that should still balance. Flip that round. How many of these do I made? 4 of them. They're slower, aren't they? 15 seconds. Oh no, it's the same. Okay. So we want another one of these. I think. Yeah. That'll work. Or function anyway. Well, we're gonna bring the light oil up. I guess up here. So it needs to be this. Oops. Connected to that, I think. Gonna need a pump, aren't we? Surely. .19, 0.58, so double that would be 1.16, and that's 1.19. So that's okay. Oops. Okay, so that's a rocket fuel build. So we can knock that off the list. Cool. Let's see about thieving some of these. What's a convenient way of doing that? Because we want to bring them in. Oh, I didn't go and... Yeah, I need to go and replace that, don't I? Oh, well, we need... Yeah, let's put in the red, red splitters and red undergrounds. Oh, I thought I had some of them. I don't. Cool, because that'll help out a little bit. But only a little bit. So if you're then, and you're then, do you need anything else? You need... So we need to get into the requesting. But for now... Oh, I haven't got requesters on my list. Look at that. Yeah, we're gonna really struggle with without green circuits, aren't we? You're just gears, but you're green. Okay, so you need them and them. Cool. I just brought them in. Yeah. So that was the one thing that was missing. From here, we've got everything else. And fill. Well, I don't think I've done hazard concrete. And disappointing that is this. I was wondering if I should try. I'm terrible at modular maths, basically, and you can get like these to do like a display version of a number, almost like the Nixie Tubes mod. But you need to do modular maths, and I'm just terrible at modular maths. Is there anything? Oh yeah, green assembly machines. Okay, so let's use that as our. How do we build a generic requester thing? So it would be a requester chest and a storage chest. And let's do that type of inserter there and that one there. So, oops, the recipe was that, because this is the blue machine version, so I'm not going to get fancy with circuits, but if I was getting fancy with circuits, where would I put it? Because I want to do a thing where I use like, combinators basically, in order to like set the recipe and stuff. But that's a green build one. And I'm just wondering where, you know, if I have a build like that and I want to replace it, then I don't want to be messing about with power poles going missing and all that sort of stuff. So I'm thinking that's like our generic version, and then if we end up doing a replace, you know, the combinator, because it fits nicely in there, you see, is the problem. I guess maybe, but then I'd still quite like the light on it. Could always do that, and then the combinator goes in there somehow. But I don't really know how many combinators I'm going to need. You know, do I need an arithmetic combinator as well? Yeah, I think I'd go with that. That. Okay. So then this would then be set to... Oops, of course. So this would be set to that. This would say connect to that and be... So if we put... I don't know if 100's the thing to set, but that would be the request coming in. I mean, that does need to be hooked up, doesn't it? That needs to be combinators. So it can set requests, which is says where I get into the whole, that's what I want the combinator to do. Because I actually want it to be twice that. Because we need, you need to then set. So if we make this the dumb version, what does that look like? Can we do that? Because I don't know what it'll do. Well, that's try it. That's the whole point of this series, isn't it? So if we pop this on like so, and we parameterize. What numbers have we got? Yeah, you see it's put them. Should we pick something with a bigger list then? So if we put this to be... I can't do silos, you see. What have we got that's got like 4... I mean, silos is an exception anyway, isn't it? Is that... Yeah, that's a 4 ingredient one. So if we did that, I'm going to have to check. Oh, we've already made 26 of them. Okay. So we do that as that. I'll copy that over. None of those numbers are the same, are they? That's perfect. Okay. So that would be... I'm surprised that's green. Why are you green? Oh, because then... Oh, I guess... Yeah, they're all coming over here, aren't they? From the previous request. Okay. Yeah, so let's try parameterizing that. So if that then is a parameter, and we want to set that to contain which all variables are specified. So then that becomes P0 underscore S. It's 2 times that. So we've done all that before. P0 stack size, yeah. So we've done all that bit before, but we want... Is that a parameter then? But if it's an ingredient of that. Do I need to set it? Let's see what it does. So these would all be parameters that are ingredients of 0. I'm hoping that it'll automatically work that out, and I won't have to tell it what those are. In terms of the formula then, what have we got? Item count of ingredient 1. Item count of ingredient 1 of parameter 0. Item count. Item count. Rocket capacity, stack size, crafting time, rocket capacity, stack size, okay. What did variable mean again? It was just a way of the variable used in formulas below. Yeah. So if we make it a parameter, can contain math experiment with other variables. And the formula, see, I don't really understand what item count means. But I get that it's ingredient 1, so it'll be P0 I underscore I1. What does it actually come up with then? P0 underscore, what was it? I1? I1. So this would be 2. And this would be 3. And then this would be 4. Okay, so you see the questions are, is it going to ask me for all of those? In which case it sort of renders it redundant. And what does this actually mean? Okay, so create that blueprint. Put it there. Now, if we build one in, and we say, do me one of them. So it's literally only asked me for that. Okay. But what request have you put here? You've got 1, 3, 5 and 2. Is that what that's saying? Yeah. What does that mean then? 1, 3, 5 and... So 1 assembly machine, 3... Oh, so it's literally the number of items in that recipe. So assembly machine recipe is 1, 3, 5 and... Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm going to have to do all that again, aren't I? No, I can edit the parameters. So what we want is double what it... No, it's because it's a time-based thing. Is this where I need to use the crafting time? Crafting time of parameter 0. So if I multiply it by... I want like the inverse of the thing, don't I? So if I multiply it by... Oops. 1 over... Oops. 1 over... What's that called? Stack size of parameter 0. No. Crafting time is P0 underscore T. P0 underscore T. So if we multiply them all by that, because we don't want, because if the crafting time is short, we want more items. If the crafting time is long, we want less items. I don't know what it does about rounding though. I assume it works on integer maths, so it just sort of, rounds it up. You never know. We might be setting something to 0. So let's get rid of that. And pop it in again. Tell it we want assembly machine 2. What numbers have it come up with? So 2. That's 2, isn't it? It's double what we wanted. What does it do when you do it manually? What does it actually come up with? You see, it comes up with massively higher numbers. I wonder how it's calculating them then. It's the crafting time of the recipe, isn't it? Not 0.5. So I'm 1 over that should be... Yeah, 1 over that is 2. Okay. So that's saying if it's a slower recipe. I wonder what it does do with... if we put in somewhat like... What's the wrong thing? You know, low density structures, which are super slow. What numbers are you going to come up with here? That's 0. Okay. Okay. How complex can we get with the formulas then? How complex can we get with formulas? I'm guessing it's not going to let me do if statements and stuff like that. Because that's only useful if the craft time... Oh wow, it's 5:30. If the craft time is like less than 1. And even then all it's doing is, you know... Can we get at the stack size of... We can. Stack size of parameter 2. Okay. So we could say... We could do the number of stacks. We could do the number of items times the number of stacks. That would be bonkers though, wouldn't it? What do we do? What would be a useful thing to do? So... If we had... I'm just trying to scale it up, basically. And crafting time makes sense as a useful thing, because if it's a quicker recipe, you know, we want more. But clearly if it's a big number, it's going to do rounding down, because we would need it to round up. And I guess it's doing... Yeah, so the time is not necessarily all that useful. Because I could just say 2 stacks, you know, I could just say bring in 2 stacks of that ingredient. Or, as I say, we could do the number of items times the stack size. It's just that, so, for example, the low density structures, if we did the number of items times, you know, a stack size, then it would attempt to bring in 20 times... What's a stack size on a plummet? Oops, don't know why I did that. Oh, there we go. 100. So if we did that, it would attempt to bring in 20 times 100. So 2,000 copper plates. But the craft time is 15, so it really doesn't need it. I wonder what happens if we multiply that by... So if we do another multiply... and multiply it by... What is it? P... So P1 underscore S. Stack size. P1 underscore S. I can't remember what the game does by default. It does like... that needs to be 2. Oh, I did some unfortunate thing there, didn't I? What did I underdid that. Although actually... Oh no, it's P0. Yeah. We need to do that. And now this number should go 2. 3, 4. It was alright with the formula, so... Oops. If I get rid of this, and then we go that, but low density structures, what numbers does it... Oh, okay, 33. So I wonder what it does on the default. Oh, so it's way lower. Interesting. If I do something that's, say, quicker, like this guy, so if we did, where is it? There it is. EU. What are you requesting now? You see it's 1.2k. I mean, that's an entire row there, isn't it? No, that's 600, so that would be that entire row. Some of them, there's a real risk of, like, overfilling the chest. Because if they're super quick recipe... I could take that time... What would I get if I took the time factor out? Let's make a copy of that. I need to change the symbol so that I know it's... separate one. But if we change, if we took the time factor out, so the problem is, when it's then a super slow recipe, it's going to request in absolutely loads of them. Although I suppose it's only... You know, in which case, why not just limit it to 2, basically? 2 stacks. Let's just do 2 stacks. I think it's probably fine. So if I could do if statements, I mean, maybe I can do if statements. So, if we then put that in, and we say build, then it's now requesting in... I mean, that's quite a lot. It's not too much. And then for these, if we do this one again, I build out the S's. Oh, where did you get that from? Did I use the wrong one? People, stack size of parameter 4. 2 times parameter 4. How have you worked that out then? Because that's not the stack size of parameter 4. Pre-form. Stack size of parameter 4. Stack size of parameter 3. It's not just use the default numbers, is it? No. How has it got that number then? Because that should be 200. I mean, I'm happy that it's not. Where's it got 13 from? Maybe I used the wrong one. Let's just try it all again. So give me another. Right, so that one, boop, would do low density structures, aren't they? Oh, now it's come with that. I must have clicked the wrong one. Yeah, I must have done the wrong one. So if we do something like copper wire, It's only 200. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so this then becomes our requesty one. So, do I need to archive them? I think I still need to keep them, don't I? Yeah. It's just I also have then the option of doing it via requester chests. And that'll let me combine them if I need to. Why did I put a storage chest? So that's like the... Oh. No, that... I was editing the wrong thing. So that is the storage chest thing. This is the requester chest version. Okay. Cool. So, let's use that then. And we'll pop it in there and we'll say, make me green assembly machines. And let's see what happens. You know that you can put min and max functions in formula fields. I did not know that. So, how does that work then? Does it explain that in Factoriopedia or something? So how do you put the... I just deleted that blueprint, didn't I? Let's make a copy of it again then. Copy. So how does that work? You just literally go min... So what does min mean? Where does it go? Target above them. You can drag the parameters to change their order. Min P0 times 5. Oh, I see. Okay. The minimum of those two. Okay. Right. Okay. Max of... Or max presumably same sort of thing. And it's presumably just... you don't... It's not limited to 2 sort of thing. You could do... You know, 5 things. The trouble is, the way I was doing that maths, min would end up as 0. And I wouldn't want the max. So I'd have to do... I think I'm happy with it, just 2 stacks for this version. But that's interesting. Is that the only function that works with parameterization? There you go, you see, undocumented feature. Cool. Okay, so we've got some of them at least. It's bringing in some speed modules, nice. Cool. Do I want the trash unrequested on them? Is it bringing in speed modules? No. It's not making any. Fine. Fine. Oh wow, this is the only bit without solar panels on it now. Why have... Ah. They're not powered, look. That one's not powered. Put that in there. Cool. How are we doing on pollution? Good old undocumented features. I know him well. 5:45. Okay. So, do we mess about with the fancy version? What are we missing? There was something else, wasn't there? I mean, we're not doing anything nuclear-wise at all. But I don't think we've unlocked anything else. I guess I could make some fuel cells. The question is whether I... How many of these have we got? I think this is too low, isn't it, really? We want more than that. Because if we're going to fuel the trains... We need some in stock, at least. This equation will calculate at the time how many ingredients are needed for 5 seconds of work. Compare it with the stack size and choose the smaller one. Calculate the time how many ingredients are needed for 5 seconds of work. And compare it with the stack size and choose the smaller one. Ah, yeah, okay. So, even if it came out with 0... No, you see, if it came out as 0, you know, if I did a bit of maths and it was dividing a small number by a big number and then it presumably rounds down, you'd end up with a 0, and obviously 0 is always going to come out as the min. I'll have to think about how to use that, basically, because you could then presumably bracket that with a max. So even if that, you know, you want 2 that come out, if one of them comes out as 0, then you want the default. So effectively, yeah, if you then bracketed that with a max, with you know, stack size, basically. So even if, you know, if it came out as less than a stack, you still have a stack. If it comes out as more than a stack, then it comes out with that number. So yeah, it's like combining them to effectively create an if condition. That feels like too much brain power for with only 15 minutes left on the stream. But yeah, thank you for that. It's very useful to know it at least does one equation. So I presume that's in the wiki or something, is it? Because it's not in, you know, it's an undocumented feature technically. What are you waiting for? You're trying to drop off and you can't drop off because that's all full, and these are presumably all full as well. Cool. Did I connect it? I did. And is it working? It is. Excellent. What are we going to do then? We could mess about with this. Because what I want with this is that it picks up sulfuric acid and takes it there. But like only when it wants it, as it were. It'd be safer, wouldn't it, to put in a second station. And just have it like drop off. Because I got versions with 2 stations, so why not just why not just use that? That's the one. That's the 2. There we go. Okay. For example, you can input min p0. Oh, of course, yeah. You could use fixed numbers. But yeah. Interesting. Interesting. We don't have the trains though. No. Groups, no. So we don't have. Okay, so we need a What? A sulfuric acid train? Which is where? There. So we need one of them, and then we need one of them. The stack size greater than 50, then you get 50 less than a stack size. Less than a stack size, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we go across to. Right. Let's connect that. That could get annoying. Let's do an underground. What is that one even? Yeah. Oh, we got a random power pole. Which one's which? We want to go. In fact, am I loading anything on here? Yes. Excellent. Which way is best? If we go, I think if this is the acid drop off, maybe. And then we want a pickup, don't we? So we want that pickup, which would be that one. One tile off. Okay. Why are you not coming? What are you waiting on? Where's it gone? Waiting at oil? Why are you waiting at oil? What in the heck has happened there? What in the heck has happened there? Huh. Let's have a look at why is that gone to a... That's not good. That's not good. Let's send you back to the depot. Why are you picking up? Because it's gone to an oil drop-off. Why has it gone to an oil drop-off? We're going to have to get rid of that. Let's just replace it with one now. So why ever would you go to a oil drop-off? Ah, because that's not parameterized? Ah. Looks like my oil... Looks like my fluid train... Oops. Blueprint is not correct. Why has it got... Wonder what I've done wrong there then. So, hang on. If we compare it to... That's all fine. So, if I go... Let's see. Because these default to switched on, don't they? So, how can we work with that? If we go over to here... So I do that. We say sulfuric acid. Turn you off now, don't go anywhere. And we look at that. No, you see that's now got... Oh, that's the pickup though. The drop off is set to that. Huh. Why is that set to solid? Because, in fact, can I edit that condition? No, I can't, can I? Because if I make it... Is it not... Oh, there is no fluid, there is no generic... I'd have to type it in, wouldn't I? Huh. How bizarre. Not there, is it? It's into this one. So it would be fluid parameter drop off. And then it would be empty. And get rid of that. So that should have affected every train with that drop-off condition. Yeah, so that's now... I've done all of them. But does that then fix, in quotes, the blueprint? So if I go... I don't think it does it? I think it will overwrite it. If I do that again, I think this will overwrite this condition. No, it hasn't. Okay. Almost mind bending some of this stuff. So that's okay then, I think now. Yeah. So if I turn you back on. Why are you trying to go to oil drop-off? Oh, because that was the temporary stop. And it already had that. Okay. So this won't be open because there's not enough stuff. Okay. Why is this not open? Why are you not coming here? Because this should have train limit of 0 of 0 of 0. have I done wrong there then? Because you're obviously getting 0 coming in. Okay. It's not getting an EC signal. That's not getting a B signal. Mm-mm. $49. Didn't I fix this though? Because I was accounting for... where's my fluid? Where's my oil? There it is. 50. And 50, yeah. So if I set this to 50... See, I thought I changed this. I guess I didn't redo the blueprint? Yeah, it's now on 1. Okay. I did not redo the blueprint. Okay. I mean, that blueprint's still massively over-engineered. So, if we put that as that, and then we want that as well, that, and then change that actually to 50, and that one to 50. Then if we redo, which one was which? That one is so it's the one with... In fact, I can just edit it here, can I? Yeah, I can just edit it. So we go 5, 0, and then that one, that one, that one. Always a bad idea to do, for me, to do stuff that involves thinking just before the stream. We have a road bit of track now. That's interesting. Why have you not come here? What are you waiting on? What's your problem? It's because it's got a tiny amount, hasn't it? Yeah. It's a tiny amount under. And it can't go to pickup because pickup's not. How about if I just give it a temporary... Can I do that? Can I send it to the drop-off? Yeah, okay. It's because it basically had 49,000, you know, because the pump had taken some out. So it wasn't actually empty. And of course... Yeah. Deary me. Right, there we go. Did I already set up the uranium train? Are you a uranium train? You're a uranium train. Okay. So that then would pick up that uranium when it's mined out. As we know, it's slower. Cool. And then... drops it off here. Do we want to let's prioritize? Yeah, we've already got priority on the local stuff. Cool. We're coverexing. Well, not coverexing. We're just basic processing. How many have we got now? 141. Lovely, 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 lovely. Excellent. I've still not made all those modules. I didn't do the green circuit theft, did I? The great green circuit grand larceny. It'd be a bit of a job to get it in there. Yeah, let's leave it for now. Most useful, some sort of min get size of ingredient, 6 seconds work of a machine, but more than the stack size. This is the upper limit for quick recipes, so as not to order too much. Okay. Yeah, because it's the ingredient times 60 seconds. Yeah, because the recipes are based on... And then P1S is the stack size, isn't it, of the first parameter. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's it. We can get rid of that. We know the stone's working. That's it for today. We will be back tomorrow. Pop the old schedule up. I need to save this. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Second. Save that there. Cool. We'll be back tomorrow with some Satisfactory. I did actually load the game up because I was a bit sort of miffed with myself that I had not hooked up the copper, that we didn't quite manage to do that. So I jumped on, spent whatever it was, half an hour, hooking up the copper. I discovered that I'd put one of the blueprints one way around. I think that's going to be a common thing for me on Satisfactory blueprints because although it's got the gigantic arrow, I just don't seem to see it. So I fixed all that. So basically, the machine that is going to make the computers, I also ran a belt all the way down from the oil area. So the machine making computers has made some computers basically. So we do have some. I think I need some for the signaling research in that. I think it's quite a lot though, so I don't think we're going to do that. But what we basically need to do is, well, I can ferry a load of plastic and rubber over. We could do that. But what we need to do is, on the stream tomorrow, is build up the oil processing. So we'll need to go and make some more. We've got 3 oil wells that I think it might be 4 actually, but 3 oil wells that we can go and tap, and expand the oil production basically. I mean, we're not even using that all it is, but what we can also do is build some actual oil power plants as well, and get it all sort of balanced around producing, because we need to make 100 plastic a minute, second. So yeah, so that's the big job tomorrow on Satisfactory stream. We will also be back next week, and I didn't properly change this schedule, did I? We're on British summertime, obviously, now in the UK, so all my streams are going to be BST. Next week, I might try the 4 till 7. I'll obviously, you'll get notifications when it goes live and stuff. So I might just try that, see if it is what I want to do. But basically, next week will be the last stream before an extended 3-week break for Easter and my birthday, basically. So yeah, next week will be the last ones for a little while. We're almost on the cusp of this one of launching a rocket, I think, and I want to kind of get that done. And then I can kind of just mess around, making it bigger and, messing about with the proper parameterization, like final version of parameterization. I'm quite keen, I think, to make it a big base so that it has a lot of demand and a lot of numbers that it's crunching around. But I can work on the control panel and all that sort of stuff. That might be fun on stream. I find it tricky to do the logic stuff on stream because it requires a part of my brain that I think I use to do all the talking. Can be nested, yeah. Cool. So I think that's all about the streams. I am, as I say, working on the edit of the first of my videos, the law one. Um, there's a whole series of them that I've written, and I need to like record and edit. The idea is that over Easter, I'll soft launch the memberships on YouTube, and that'll get you early access to whatever videos I've done. They probably only end up being at a rate of like one a month or something, and it won't be that expensive. But yeah, it'll be a kind of perk bonus thing. If you want the access to those videos early, then that'll be via the membership. I might actually try and do them so that I can incorporate feedback. Is the idea that people spot errors or have other thoughts, then I could maybe incorporate them into the videos. But I don't know. It's all a bit of a pipe dream. But yes, that's the other thing that I'm working on is the actual videos. So I've got about a dozen scripts written. Writing them's quite easy for me because it's kind of what I do is writing. But it's the recording and editing that takes a long time. You can see why like when YouTubers get an editor, it's like the first thing they do if they get any level of success. They basically bring in an editor, and it like halves the amount of time that you spend on a video basically, because at least half of it is editing. And if you just outsource that, then you can focus on making the the scripts better and stuff like that. So it's interesting to experience that. If you are watching on Twitch, then you also have the option of watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, then you have the option of watching on Twitch. I basically restream to both, and so you have your choice of preferred platform. Socials wise, if you wanted to follow me to find out, particularly, I'll probably post if I am going, switching to the 427 next week. But on Blue Sky, I basically don't touch Twitter anymore. And there's also a Discord. I'm not really active on that, but it is there if you really wanted to pick that up. But yes, Blue Sky is the one to follow me on if you want to get updates on when I'm doing videos and when I'm doing live. Cool. It feels like I've forgotten something. It feels like there's something super important, and I've completely forgotten what it is. No, can't remember. But yes, back tomorrow with Satisfactory. Same again next week, unless I push it an hour later. Cool. So, if you have been watching, I hope you enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.